Innovaya Estimating with Sage is the premier 5D software application supporting Autodesk Revit and interfacing with Sage Estimating. With Innovaya Estimating, contractors can harness the power of BIM for their own competitive advantage. Innovaya Estimating provides VDC services so that contractors can transform design models into construction estimating models that are suitable for 5D. Specifically, users can accomplish this with VDC services such as BIM validation and model correction, model transformations, and design change management. And also with construction modeling services such as 2 and 3D quantity extraction, 5D estimating, and the Sage interface. Because of these capabilities, Innovaya Estimating isn't limited to just dumping data from the Revit model into a spreadsheet, but instead uses these functions to generate a model with intelligent information that's ready for 5D automation. Design models aren't accurate or complete enough for estimating, so one key feature of Innovaya Estimating is validation testing. With both built-in and user-defined validation rules, Innovaya can quickly validate models for potential issues such as incorrect element types, missing elements, or incorrect parametric data. For situations where the validation test reveals either incorrect or missing information, Innovaya can correct the models by changing component types or changing property values. And these are necessary features because Innovaya, like construction firms, understands that models will never be perfect. More often than not, estimators need to break out estimates by their different areas, zones, and phases. Construction firms rarely, if ever, receive design models with this kind of information in them. With Innovaya's estimating sectioning functions, a user can easily create sections of any 3D shape. Most importantly, Innovaya will automatically assign the elements to the newly created sections, and then the user will be able to automatically subdivide the estimate. This is a great example of how Innovaya Estimating uses BIM data to improve the estimating workflow. In addition to sectioning, transforming a design model into a 5D estimating model also involves breaking up elements. Otherwise, the automatic 5D process can't be applied based on BIM. Innovaya offers a rich set of powerful tools that allow a user to easily and most often automatically split elements. And once split, element quantities will automatically be adjusted and grouped by their sections. One of the major functions of VDC is tracking design changes, and with Innovaya Estimating, this is easy and automatic. For example, the software can show elements by their design change status to see how elements have changed, and either in a grouped view or in the 3D view with a color coding. With the detail report, we can see every single element and property value in the entire model. We can see whether there are quantity changes or information changes for all of these elements. Also, with the side-by-side design change review, the user can easily see quantity changes and also visually review change elements in the 3D view. Many times it makes more sense to track and report summarized quantity changes for the entire model instead of individual properties. Innovaya Estimating can track any user-defined quantities automatically through an unlimited number of model revisions. This data can be sent to Excel to show the changes in the spreadsheet view with quantity charts and 3D images. This is a powerful feature because it allows project team and the owner to monitor and track changes and ultimately control the budget as design models evolve. Extracting quantities from a BIM model in Innovaya isn't just dumping the basic dimensions from Revit into a spreadsheet. Instead, Innovaya Estimating drills deeper into the hidden and nested element data and calculates really useful construction material quantities that are otherwise unavailable to estimators. For example, with Innovaya Estimating, the user can easily obtain total quantities such as total tonnage of all steel elements, total volume of concrete for the entire model, and also totals for all finished materials for the entire model. Additionally, Innovaya Estimating can calculate quantities for elements such as rebar that don't exist in the design model, and it does this based on its fully customizable calculated quantities function. If detailed quantities based on each element are needed, Innovaya Estimating can extract them automatically, and all these quantities are linked to BIM elements so they can be tracked, reported, and reviewed. Another powerful feature of Innovaya Estimating is the amount of quantity options the user can choose from, instead of being forced to work with only a few basic quantities from the design model. With Innovaya Estimating, creating a quantity report is easy. Simply click the report button and the quantities are taken into Excel along with the 3D images of the elements. 2D integration is still an essential aspect of estimating for construction firms. Innovaya Estimating allows the user to place 2D drawings into the 3D model view, which then allows the user to verify 3D information. A user can also use 2D drawings to perform quick measurements for estimating purposes. For estimating, Innovaya natively supports uniformat and master format, and will also support a user's own custom format, so a user can easily take quantities into an estimate from right inside Innovaya's virtual environment. With Innovaya estimating, quantity takeoff is easy and simple. Just drag and drop BIM quantities to the estimate. From there, enter cost details in the estimate, or look up costs from a catalog of previous project costs. Innovaya estimating will automatically remember which quantities go into which estimate groups, so the next time the user can automatically take BIM quantities to an estimate with the click of a button, no saving or exporting needed. And for design changes, after a model has changed, Innovaya will automatically update the estimate. Innovaya was the first software vendor to create the connection between Autodesk Revit and Sage Estimating, and is continuing this legacy with now an even easier and more powerful interface with Sage SQL Estimating. Simply connect your Sage SQL database, open or create an estimate, and begin dragging and dropping BIM quantities to Sage. This can be done with an assembly takeoff, an item takeoff, and a one-time takeoff. Not only does Innovaya Estimating take quantities to Sage, it can actually take any BIM data into Sage automatically with WBS codes, allowing estimators to then sort, view, and report estimates with no limitations. This can be done either manually, which gives the user more control of how and what BIM information should be used, or automatically, which exponentially improves estimate efficiency. So Innovaya Estimating is not only a fast and efficient 5D takeoff engine, it's also an intelligent and powerful user interface for grouping and sorting estimates to create nearly unlimited estimate views based on any BIM data. Now, because Innovaya automatically links BIM elements and the Sage items, a user can always see in 3D what elements have been taken off with the linked estimate items view. As a result, the user can easily track design changes and also perform automated takeoffs for each revision of a design model, and then synchronize and reconcile the final estimate. Innovaya Estimating is a new type of software that's designed for construction firms to leverage BIM technologies for their own competitive advantage. With a series of powerful but easy to use VDC and quantity estimating tools, Innovaya Estimating bridges the gap between design and estimating, and finally brings the real promise of BIM to 5D estimating.